Hi everybody, this is Vaders and KJ.
We did it.
Surprised to see us, aren't you, after her recent announcement? Yet here we are. Can't get rid of us.
Still alive.
Still kicking. Today's topic, inevitably, is going to be...
Derby retirement?
Derby retirement. It's going to be an emotional one. This is not us saying goodbye.
No.
Oh no.
We're just getting started.
We're just getting started. But this is us talking about, I guess, not just Derby retirement, but concussions, injuries, the things that we say to ourselves and to other people. It's mostly going to be Vaders talking today because...
No
pressure.
It'll be even. It'll be even. It'll be a balanced conversation.
Right. And Justin Bieber's here.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I would have to start it off by saying this was not an expected event. And we did not know this was going to happen. Kim did not know this was going to happen.
Kim cried.
Evada didn't know this was going to happen either. So, are you getting emotional?
I am getting emotional. I can't help it.
Okay. Well, I guess it all started back in the spring. Some of you might have known that earlier in the season I experienced a pretty big head injury, concussion during one of the games we were playing. And that's not been my first concussion. And being in sports my whole life, I've had a few. But in Derby, I've had just a couple. And this was one of the biggest ones I'd had in recent years. And combined with, I did go to the doctor. There's proper protocol and everything. But I went back and incidentally got hit again. And that time it was really scary. And that was the first time.
Yeah, deep breaths.
Lots of editing. It was the first time that I, was scared.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was still way back, like a few months ago. And, I went through the proper processes, saw the doctors, I had some other related injuries, and, it took a while for everything to heal up, and, I was hopeful that this was, just one of those typical experiences you have every season where you, have some kind of inevitable injury, but you recover and keep moving on, especially, this is a big season for my league. We're hosting a big tournament in September, divisionals, in our city, which is a big deal. So, I was really hopeful that I would be a part of that. So, anyways, needless to say, I ended up going to practice like a week ago before we had tryouts and just realized I couldn't do it. And, the overall emotion is disappointment. And super mega ugly cry, but I'm prepared. The hugest emotion I've had is disappointment. I shared that earlier in the season when I got injured, but disappointment that it was something that I couldn't control, and disappointed that, I might be letting my team down and my friend and, myself, because this sport has meant a lot to me for many years. And I guess the one thing I can say is that there's never going to be the right time to quit or leave or retire or walk away. Some of us aren't fortunate enough to have that choice. And so I think about that a lot. And some of us are able to persevere and work through it, and sometimes you have to trust yourself. I think being the age that I am and the experiences that I've had and the relationships and support that I have, it was a decision that I was able to make, and definitely has not been easy at all. But again, through all the emotions, the amount of support that I've gotten through the community and my own league and team has been extremely touching, and the words can't express how much that's meant to me. So I feel like you all understand, how hard this is. And I don't feel like I'm doing it alone, which has meant a lot. So I don't know, when I ended up having to let my team know, that was a hard email to write. And then when I had to let my friend know, that was a hard phone call to have. But there's definitely moments where there's clarity, and I know it was for the right reasons. And I hope that this story or experience can help any of you out there that might be struggling with that same choice, to make sure that you put your health first. Because concussions, as we know, are a lot harder to gauge. And derby season is pretty much from here to here, and so you can't always just jump right back in, and you might take a lot of time before you know for sure where you're at. So it's really important to take that time. Your thoughts?
Well, you know, obviously it's my desire to be funny all the time, but I'm gonna hold back.
Please.
I probably end up being funny. But Vaders is, you know, one of my best friends, and yeah, it's a, you know, I think this is a good reminder to everybody. For me, you know, I don't know if it's because I've been playing for so long, and you know, I'm also, you know, figuring out my retirement, but you know, like, injuries are something, I dealt with it. I broke my ankle. I think everybody knows that. I've talked about it, but you know, I lied a lot last year about how my ankle was feeling. I had a horrible season. There was something wrong with my plate. It was tearing up my ligaments. I kept going. You know, and it possibly wasn't the best decision. And, you know, this year I'm riddled with knee problems. So, you know, roller derby over time, I like to look at it. It's not to be negative, you know, and maybe that's just my experience, but I like to look at it that the first few years, everything's fine all the time. You can play all the time. There's no problem. And then it starts affecting your body. Mm-hmm. Not always, but I would say from my experience and from the experience of the people I've seen around me. And at some point you have to listen to your body. So, you know, you have to I look at roller derby as something that, you know, you come for the roller derby, you stay for the friendships. That's kind of what it is. And it's not something that you're going to do for all your life. I've said that to people who retired before. I remind myself of this. Yeah. But if somebody were to read the book of my life one day, I wouldn't want every chapter to be roller derby, yeah. Roller derby. Like, you're capable of so many things. Vaders, you're capable of so many things. And, you know, this is the beginning of a great new chapter. But I know that for us, you know, I'm still playing. I'm still playing right now, and it's hard. Like, it was hard. I was sad when she left. I was sad for her, and I was sad for me, honestly, because I'm selfish. But, you know, like, there's something for us, you know, sharing the bench together, you know, going on trips together, that camaraderie, that, you know, that support that we gave each other. Yeah. Pack destruction wasn't hard. Like, I have my teammates, but it was a different experience for me. One that I was hoping I would never have to do again. And as soon as I read the words on paper that she was not coming back, I realized, oh, I have to go and do that again and again and again. And I didn't like it. I did not like it. I had a great time again, but there's something about us that we just, you know, feed off each other. We, you know, and we're a package deal. Yeah. So, you know.
I mean, obviously there's a lot of sadness there, but the things that keep me hopeful and keep me positive are all the things that, you know, because of roller derby, now I do this, and this. Because of roller derby, I've learned a lot about cross training. Because of roller derby, I have these relationships, and I was like right away thinking, how can I help Kim off like the bench? Like, what can we do together? Like, now, like, my full focus will be on like Kim jamming, and I will jam through you. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna be double strong. Watch it, guys.
There's ways to be involved, even if you can't be involved the way you've always been. And I feel like a lot of you out there know that, because you did share with me in your messages that, you know, there's still options for me other than skating. And I think it takes a little bit of time to accept that part of it, but I am fully in love with the sport and in love with the skaters and the athletes, and I love being a part of it, and I'm looking forward to being a part of it in a bit of a different way. Mm-hmm. But don't feel bad if you don't want to be a part of it either anymore. If you're just finally like realizing how much time you'll have for other things, and you know.
Oh yeah, when I leave, remember this face. You're never gonna see it again.
Gone.
I'm gonna become a pop star for sure. I'm gonna be a pop star.
She will. But like, I was joking with my partner about I'm definitely going through the 5 stages. Earlier in the spring I was going through, there's like denial, you know, which is, you know, kind of lying to yourself, lying to your friends about like what's really going on. Definitely did that. Bargaining, which was like, I'll just make it through to the end of the season, you know, I'll just stick this out kind of thing. And then there's anger, which I definitely felt really frustrated and kind of robbed, you know, this wasn't my time. And then I'm definitely in the depression stage.
Which is why after this video, we're going to be having some drinks and all weekend. That's where I come in. That's my role.
And so the full support and love that's been like just poured on me has been so like, oh, it's just been so good because I've definitely been sad. But then next following up, which I'm really excited about, is acceptance. And that's where I hope to be soon. And that's where, you know, I can be involved in other ways and be supportive in other ways. And, you know, and I don't want to ever look back at the sport and just be in that state of like anger or depression about it. I'm ready to get to acceptance so that I can move on and like have fun with it. Because at the end of the day, that's why we all started. That's why I started. A few years ago, this was the most fun. The last 4 years have been so much fun. And that I want it to keep on being that way for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to acceptance.
We're not going anywhere. We're still, look forward to, I think we've talked about this, but we're organizing a pretty cool podcast. Two girls, no fucks. Which, I don't know if you know this about us. We try and keep it toned down for our video blogs here, but we're hilarious. If we end up being stand-up comedians, I wouldn't be surprised. You're going to want to stay tuned.
If there's such thing as a backup stand-up comedian, that would be me. I'm like the laugh track.
You know what? I'm coming at it from a perspective of I've been injured. You know, like I thought last year was my last year or the year before. I don't remember. I don't even remember now. I look back now with those memories on Facebook that I still don't. I asked not to get them, but I do get them all the time and fine. But I see how long I've been skating, and I am curious about what else I'm going to be good at. So when I think about Vaders, I'm excited to see what she's going to do. I already know what she's capable of. You know, roller derby is one thing that you can't have it forever. Life is like that. You don't own anybody. You don't own anything. Nothing is forever. Mm-hmm. So if you look at it that way and look at it that things come into your life and eventually you have to let go of them, it's the most natural way to be. Concussions are really scary. You know, I'm going to give a shout out to Risque Biznatch, who
I thought of her a lot.
Who was one of my derby idols when I was starting. Who was one of my jammer idols, and you know, on the Coca-Cola on a ride up to to a boot camp, she unfortunately got into a car accident, concussion, and never played again. And she was amazing, but I also like to look at, you know, sometimes when you leave, you think that that's it. You came, you're gone, and you didn't make a mark. Susie Hot Rod, who left, who's now playing on a house team, I believe. But when I think about her, she was amazing. You know, like, she was amazing. She's always going to be amazing. Beretta Lynch, who was on our team, she left our team. Nothing about me thinking about her now. You know, when I think about her now, I think she is an amazing jammer. Mm-hmm. She's an amazing jammer. She had to leave before her time as well. And I think, you know, we're not all fortunate. I am playing for the first time like I used to before I broke my ankle, and it's been a 1.5 year struggle to get back here. I need to look at, do I really want to do that again? It's not like, it's just a question of accepting where you're at. We all have to leave at different times. But I think roller derby is one of those beautiful things that, you know, if anybody looks at, you know, my Facebook page or her Facebook page, you'll see that the majority of our photos together are not roller derby related because again, we came for the roller derby and we're staying for this lifelong friendship. So I'm not too concerned. But
you know what, and I feel like there is a lot of people that are afraid, and I kept saying in the last few weeks that I had this knot in my stomach about all of it. And my partner was saying that, you know, it's fear. That's what it is. And I kept being like, I'm not afraid. But it was. I was afraid. And a lot of people have used the word brave or courage about, you know, making this decision. And that has made me feel so much better about it all, because I can admit now that, yes, I was afraid. I was afraid to walk away from something that's been so pivotal in my life for so long, and afraid of how things are going to change. And it's really unknown and stuff like that. So, you know, I do feel like it was a brave choice, and I'm still kind of working through it. But I am excited to see what else is ahead, because like Kim said, I had stuff going on before I started playing roller derby, and roller derby has done amazing things and like changed the trajectory of my life in just the most awesome way. And I'm so thankful for that and all the people that I've met and everything. So now it's like, okay, where am I headed next? So
you can finally start crafting with cat hair like you've been wanting to do.
Knitting is what I've been looking forward to.
Cat hair crafts.
So if you get bored of my Facebook now, it's okay.
Actually, I want to say
unfollow
that
it's not interesting anymore.
Listen, you know, we hope that people transition into things. I can honestly say when I broke my ankle, it was like everybody that was always liking every stupidity that I ever did was like gone. It was like, if you're not playing roller derby sometimes, everything else that you do, we don't care. And that's fine. You know what? Because we've gotten, as a culture, we've gotten so used to like who likes our things on what. But at the end of the day, just live your life. It doesn't matter. Right? Yeah. But I think you said it best. I think you said this, or somebody said this, but roller derby brings you in and teaches you all these great things and takes care of you. And it's like when you're ready to fly on your own, it sets you free. And that's kind of what you're doing right now. Like you came in and, you know, you had all these things to learn. You had all these things to discover. It makes you strong. It makes you courageous. It makes you brave. And then it sets you off to show you how brave you are.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the stage that you're at. But the beautiful thing is that you're not doing it by yourself. You've got this whole support system. You know, well, obviously, like, I won't be playing for the rest of my life. I know, guys. Please hold the tears, hold the tears. Who is that? She's old as fuck.
She's still playing. 30 years of experience, I hear.
Somebody show her the video she made of Once Upon a Time on all the chapters of her life.
Well, I was going to say, you know, like there's that hashtag roller derby saved my soul. I've used that phrase when I first started and stuff like that. And then I was kind of anti the phrase for a while because I thought, you know what, you save your own soul. Like nobody saves your soul. You make the decisions to join a sport like this. You make the decisions to be brave. But I definitely think at the end of the day...
Derby made me gay, for sure.
Yay! As in super happy and totally queer.
Super happy.
So thanks, roller derby. You're a pal. Oh, and to finish it all off with a nice gift, my what is it? My right toenail completely fell off last night. So while I was in tears, I thought, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad because at least, you know, those jammer toes I've had for the last 4 years will finally heal up.
Ooh.
Derby said no.
Here's a reminder. We're going to send you off in style.
Perfect summer feet. I have no right toenail. It fell off last night.
I think if we take a moment to thank roller derby for what it's given us.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, roller derby, for allowing me to choose to live in Vancouver, even after I moved here and realized the person I moved here for, that didn't work out. Thank you, roller derby, for asking me to stay, because I love this city. Now you.
Thank you, roller derby, for inspiring me to also move, but also quit my job where I live, because I had a great job and that was a really hard job to leave, and I solely did it because of roller derby, and I took a couple other jobs, and you know what? I have my dream job now, so I'm pretty psyched about that. Thanks, roller derby.
Thank you, roller derby, for introducing me to a community of people that will, on the most part, be in my life forever. And it's really nice to know that it's such a strong community, that whether you're playing or not, and that's one thing I discovered, that even when I wasn't skating, I was always connecting with derby people. And if you need anything, we're talking like a place to stay, you don't have any food, you're traveling somewhere, you need to stay somewhere, you know, you're looking for a special outfit to wear to something, or you need a kitchen table, somebody to watch your dog, somebody to watch your cat. Roller derby, man, thank you. It's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Totally.
Yeah.
And thank you, roller derby, for showing me how important it is to tell people that they inspire you and to share people if any way they've affected you positively, because, you know, that's what this community has really done. We do use Facebook and social media a lot, but we are using it for the positive, and we're always telling people how proud we are of them and how much we support them or how they inspire us. And that's something I'm going to carry with me on into like whatever chapter I'm headed into next, to make sure that I tell people all the time, big or small.
And thank you, roller derby, for, you know, what I really appreciate is that you bring in people from all walks of life, and we're talking about men, women, you know, like queer folk, transgender, like everybody. We're talking about people from different walks of life, a lot of money, no money, students, you know, high rollers, low rollers, you know, people of all different nationalities, people of all different races,
Experiences,
and
yeah.
you put all these people together and ask them to come up with strategy, ask them to work together, ask them to compete together, spend time together, and it always turns out beautifully. And I've learned so much. I've learned so much about, what community really means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you, roller derby, for showing me, that I'm capable of making goals and dreaming of dreams, and I'm able to reach them. Because, I know a lot of you are like myself and perhaps joined the sport and didn't realize, what you were capable of physically, mentally, emotionally, the changes that you made, the courage that it's given you. And I'm a totally different person since I was 4 or 5 years ago, and it's solely because of that. So thanks, roller derby.
Thanks, roller derby, for this guy.
Thanks, roller derby, for that guy. Yeah.
More to come.
That
What
was
will
nice.
they talk?
That
What will
was
they
good.
talk of next?
I
Well,
know.
we still,
Evada's done.
I'm still here. She's still here. We're gonna make more videos.
There's lots to talk about.
There is lots to talk about. I know we like to talk,
Yeah.
and I know you like to listen to us talk. Clearly.
So yeah, thanks guys. Thank you very
watching.
much.
Subscribe to our channel. Still a channel. Subscribe to it.
Yeah, we still haven't figured out all that other jazz. We've been busy.
We've been busy,
Living life.
doing other things.
Karaoke.
Moving on with your life.
All right.
Thank you.